Well, good afternoon and happy Earth Day, everybody, from the South Bay as Stanford, the number 18 team in the nation, takes on Santa Clara here on a Wednesday night. We are starting to get towards the twilight of the 2026 softball schedule, and we're going to get to see a really cool local matchup here between Santa Clara and the West Coast Conference, the reigning West Coast Conference champions against Stanford, who has national championship ambitions here this year. I'm Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us. These two teams have played once before this season, exactly 2 months ago on February 22nd, where Stanford beat Santa Clara 11-3 in 6 innings. Stanford riding an 8-game winning streak. The opposite story for Santa Clara. They just got swept up in Stockton against UOP, so they are on a 3-game losing streak. But hey, when local rivalries combine, you never know what's going to happen, and we're going to find out what happens in this matchup after this break. After the break, we're going to give you the starting lineups and really kind of give you the full scope of what's at stake here between these two teams, and we'll talk about it after these messages. I'm Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome back to Santa Clara Softball Stadium. Let's give you the starting lineup here first for the visiting Stanford Cardinal. This is how they are going to line it up. It'll be Taryn Kern, Emily Jones, Kira Chan, River Mailer, Jade Berry, Joey Economides, Ava Gall, Addison Shepard, and Sydney Bolifin. So that is the starting lineup here for Stanford. Again, Stanford coming in with a very impressive record, the number 18 team in the nation. Very recently, they swept a Florida State team that came in here to Santa Clara and had made very short work of the Broncos. Stanford comes in 30-12, 15-6 in the conference. And the woman you're about to see at the plate here for Stanford, Taryn Kern, is one of the best hitters in the nation, as well as the ACC. She comes in with a .411 batting average, an OPS over 1,500 with 17 home runs and 41 RBIs. Ellison Schroeder, one of the best freshman pitchers, definitely on the West Coast, but maybe even in the nation. She's out in the circle today for Santa Clara, and her first pitch is low, 1-0. Home plate umpire today is Mark Maciel. First base umpire Mark Craver, and Martin Vandenberg is at third. Once again, I'm Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us here today on a beautiful spring evening in the South Bay. Schroeder's 1-0 pitch here to Kern. And Kern takes off the outside, 2-0. Taryn Kern, one of the big parts of her game, she takes a lot of walks, 30 walks and 124 at-bats. 2-0 pitch coming here to Kern. there's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. We'll talk a little bit more about Schroeder here after this at bat, but Schroeder comes in with a 2.66 ERA, 92 innings pitched for the freshman. Again, she has been very impressive in her first season with the Broncos. 2-1 coming to Kern. And this is popped up out to left. Balmediano giving it a chase, and it's going to fall into the bullpen out of play. So 2-2 count. Again, Santa Clara, they had hopes of repeating at WCC as WCC champions here this year. They still can, but it's going to be a lot more difficult than it was just this time last week. Santa Clara getting swept by the University of the Pacific in Stockton to drop their conference record to 7-5. 2-2 pitch, strike three called on the outside corner. So Schroeder gets the best of Kern there in the first at-bat of the game. And now let's show you the defense here for Santa Clara. After we go over Ellison Schroeder, there you see her numbers, a 2.65 ERA in 92 innings pitched, 56 strikeouts in 92 innings pitched, but she picked up her 57th there against Kern. Emily Jones is at the plate now for Stanford. First pitch from Schroeder. And that is inside, 1-0. Defense for Santa Clara today from left to right, Robin Balmediano, Caitlin Golub, and Hazel Gray. From third to fourth, Kenzie Olszewski, Rebecca Rubio, Kyra Coran, Leora Davidson, and the catcher is Taryn Clements. 1-0 pitch coming up here to Jones. And that's outside, 2-0. This Stanford team, they can bang with the best of them as far as hitting is concerned. They come in with a .332 batting average as a team. 2-0 pitch coming here to Emily Jones. And that's a bunt that kind of lies in front of home plate. Olszewski's throw to first is way late, so an infield single there for Jones as she very smartly puts down a bunt and gets herself on base. So Kira Chan will be up next here for the Cardinal. Again, the second time these two teams have played here this season. Stanford dominated the first matchup 11-3, winning in 6 innings. Chan at the plate, a .391 batting average with 5 home runs and 28 RBIs. First pitch to her. Misses low and outside. 1-0, aggressive secondary lead there for Emily Jones. And now a pause in the action here as trying to figure out what's going on, what they're holding this for. Oh, it looks like Davidson's got to tie her shoe. So safety first, and now we'll get back to the ball game. 1-0 count here to Chan. Schroeder ready. Here's the pitch, and that misses low and inside, 2-0. I have to admit, throughout the week, I was a little nervous we weren't going to get this one in. Lots of rain in the Bay Area, as I'm sure many of you viewers know. Even some rain today on my drive down here from the East Bay, but now it is gorgeous. Blue skies, not a cloud in sight. 2-0 pitch here to Chan, and that's high and outside, 3-0. A little chilly, and it'll get chillier as the night goes on. Not quite as chilly as being at Stanford, though, for some of those late night games. It can get pretty chilly out at Stanford. 3-0 to Chan. And there's a strike, 3-1. So Kira Chan in a 3-1 count here against Ellison Schroeder. Middle infield playing for the double play. Corner infielders in just a bit. 3-1. And that ball misses low, but Chan bunted through it. Taking off and stealing second is Jones. So Jones gets herself into scoring position. And the count is 3-2 to Chan. So Chan, she bunts through the ball that was low. And then Jones takes second. So now a runner in scoring position here in the first inning for Stanford. Jones with her 14th stolen base of the year. She is perfect, 14 for 14 here in 2026. 3-2 pitch to Chan, and that's fouled away. So Schroeder looking for her second strikeout of the inning. This is not going to be an easy day for Ellison Schroeder whatsoever. This lineup is one of, if not the toughest, that Santa Clara has had to face so far this season. Full count here to the number 3 hitter for the Cardinal. And that's popped up out to left. Balmediano coming in into foul territory, and that's just going to be out of her reach. So we'll reset and do it again. Still 3-2. Stanford wearing their all cardinal red jerseys with Stanford on the front and the traditional Stanford font. Santa Clara wearing their white jerseys with red pinstripes and Santa Clara in cursive on the front. Full count pitch coming here to Chan. And that's popped up out to left again. This time Balmediano will be able to make the play as she takes a couple of steps in. And there's 2 outs in the inning. So a strikeout single and a fly out here in the inning for Stanford so far. And River Mailer will come up to the plate. Mailer, a .333 batting average to go along with a home run and 31 RBIs. Her OPS is at .840, which, believe it or not, does not rank in the top 10 on Stanford's team, which just to show you how deep this offense is. Mailer gets jammed, pops it out to left center, and it's going to work out for the Cardinal. That gets down for a base hit, and Mailer's going to take second as Golub has a hard time bringing it in out there in the outfield. So 1-0 Stanford. That'll be an RBI for Mailer. And we'll see if they give an error on that play. And it looks like it's going to be a straight double there for Mailer. So a little jam shot bloop off the bat of Mailer works out for Stanford. And it's 1-0 Cardinal. So now Schroeder's got to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand even with 2 outs. Jade Berry at the plate. Berry, a left-handed hitter. She fouls it away, 0-1. Jade Berry hitting .307, 4 home runs and 36 RBIs. Arizona girl. So already 1 run in here for the Cardinal on an RBI double from River Mailer. 0-1 pitch. And Mailer hits this one on the ground. Hardly hit, but Rubio able to bring it in, and she's shaking off that hand because it was hit very hard. But she gets the out and ends the inning. Stanford scores 1 run here in the top of the first. Santa Clara will get their first chance up after the break. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
You have the power to write your own story, create new possibilities, and set new standards. With pride and prestige, you have the power to forge a new path. We develop fearless leaders, dominate in the classroom, and inspire on the field. From the picturesque landscapes of the Pacific Northwest to the sun-drenched shores of Southern California, you have the power to rewrite history, break barriers, and create a legacy here in the West Coast Conference.
Introducing Mike's Hot Italian Sub from Jersey Mike's. Fresh ham, salami, and pepperoni chopped up by hand right on the grill. Forget about it. Then topped with a layer of melted provolone? Forget about it. And the regular is only $8.95? Forget about. Wait a minute. Actually, remember about it. Because you gotta try it with our chopped pepper relish before it's gone. The all-new Mike's Hot Italian Sub for a limited time only at Jersey Mike's.
When you talk about competence, it's about pursuing your unique gift.
All right, folks, let's take a look at the starting lineup for Santa Clara, presented by West Coast Sports Institute. There you take a look at the lineup. Interesting, Mackenzie Olszewski getting the start at third base today instead of El Merlino. So Olszewski, the freshman, gets an opportunity here in this game against Stanford. Kyra Coran will lead things off here for the Broncos, and she'll do so against the starting pitcher for Stanford, Anna Brewer. So we'll see what Brewer's first pitch looks like here to Coran. Infield playing in, and Coran takes high and inside, 1-0. Coran had a decent series against the UOP. She went 4 for 11 in those 3 games. 1-0 pitch here coming to Kyra. And Kyra takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Kyra having a good year, once again, hitting .361 with an .894 OPS. It's incredible. She had such a phenomenal year last year that 361 with 894 almost seems like a bit of a step down from when she won the WCC Player of the Year last year, as she fouls it away to make it 1 and 2. But still, one of the most consistent hitters in the WCC, and an absolute nightmare when she gets on the base paths. 28 stolen bases on the year. 1-2 coming here to Clara. And that's fouled away once again. The Santa Clara team has struggled all year to consistently score and create good offense. One of the things that hampered them while they are out in Stockton this weekend. 1-2. And Clara bounces this over to first. Very close to being a fair ball, but they're going to call it a foul ball. That ball kind of skidded on the dirt and went past the base on the foul side. So the at-bat will continue. As you take another look at that play there. Very close to being a fair ball, but a good call over there by Craver, the first base umpire. 1-2 pitch. And Kyra half swing and a line drive into center for a base hit, and that's a Kyra Coran special right there. She gets herself on first and let the games begin. So Kyra, who's got 28 stolen bases on the season, goes to first base. Here's the defense for Stanford. And you take a look there at how the Cardinal line it up. There was a switch before the game where Economides and Bulafin actually switched from left field to the DP. They switched, each of them switching. One was the DP, one was the left fielder, and now they're the opposite. Rebecca Rubio at the plate, left-handed hitter, 1-0 count to her. And Rubio takes off the outside. It's 2-0. Talked about some of the scoring issues for Santa Clara against UOP. As there you take a look at Anna Brewer's stats for the season, 4.43 ERA. Just her 13th game started and her 28th appearance. So she's had a pretty even mix of relief appearances and starts. There's a strike, 2-1. Santa Clara only was able to score 5 runs in their first 2 games against UOP. And this was a team in UOP that had really struggled before their series against Santa Clara. And then the Broncos able to score 5 on Sunday, but that wasn't enough as they lost that game 8-5. This is popped up out to left, and that's going to get foul past the left fielder Bulafin. So Rubio in a 2-2 count. Brewer sets, and here's the pitch. And that's just off the outside, 3-2. You wonder if Gall, the catcher for Stanford, she kind of didn't frame that pitch all that long. She kind of came up really quickly to check on the runner at first. You wonder if maybe that affected the call behind home plate. 3-2 pitch. Rubio bounces over to the left side, and a seeing eye single for Rebecca Rubio. And the top 2 hitters in the Santa Clara order set the table. Runners at first and second with nobody out. So a half swing, line drive into center, and then a seeing eye single through the left side. 2 things of beauty. And Santa Clara is off and running. Hazel Gray comes up to the plate now. Gray, the leader in home runs for Santa Clara. 4 home runs on the year with 24 RBIs. Comes in with a 723 OPS and a 239 batting average. Gray takes high, 1-0. So the Broncos fall behind 1-0 in the top of the first inning, but they already have an opportunity to get that run back and maybe then some. 1-0 count here to Hazel. And Gray takes a strike on the outside corner. So 1-1 count. Against UOP, Hazel Gray with 2 hits in 9 at-bats. 1 home run in that series as well. Gray takes low and outside. It's 2-1. The 1 home run came in game 1 of the series. The 2-1 pitch coming up here to Gray. And that's low and outside. Beautiful block there from Gall behind home plate. She doesn't get in front of that one there might be 2 runners in scoring position right now. So a 3-1 count here to Hazel Gray, and the top power hitter for Santa Clara should get a pitch to hit here. Brewer ready. Here's the 3-1. And Gray bunts through that one. Makes it 3-2. I don't know. I'd like to see my power hitter get an opportunity to swing the bat in a 3-1 count. But as is, a full count now. 3-2, nobody out. Coran at second, Rubio at first. Brewer ready, and the pitch. And this is a bouncer over to short. Mailer picks it up, throws to first in time for the out. On the play, Coran and Rubio move to third and second respectively. So not what Hazel Gray wanted in that at bat, but still a productive out nonetheless. And that sets it up for Marie Martorella. Santa Clara, they've kind of split time in this cleanup DP position between Marie Martorella and Kyla Akers this year. And before Martorella takes an at bat, we're going to see a visit here coming out of the Stanford dugout. And this is Danielle O'Toole-Trejo, who's out there to talk things over with Brewer. So I don't know if this is maybe a mechanical adjustment that Stanford wants to see early on in the game, or if they're going over the scouting report for Martorella, which would be interesting because it's only her first at bat. But whatever needs to be said has been said, and Martorella will step up to the plate. 1 out in the inning, runners at second and third. Stanford up 1-0. Was talking about how Martorella and Akers have been spending time in that cleanup spot as the DP. Martorella played in all 3 games against UOP in the last series, went 2 for 9. Hit a home run, had 2 RBIs. First pitch to Martorella and a half swing and a foul. Bad luck there for Martorella as she loses a strike and it's 0-1. Martorella from beautiful Salinas, California. She is a catcher by trade, but has mostly been a designated player here this year. 0-1 to Martorella. And Martorella takes just a bit high. That was in that 50-50 zone. Brewer definitely wanted it. It's 1-1. Well, Martorella, if all else fails here, she's got to at least put the ball in play. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Martorella gets jammed, hits this out to right, and it's into the glove of Chan in right field. Tagging and coming home is Coran, and a beautiful throw has Coran dead to right, set home play. And so Kira Chan with an incredible play to end the inning, and that double play keeps this game 1-0 as we head to the second. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. So after a nice play that you're about to see here from Kira Chan out in right, where she was able to gun down Kyra Coran trying to score on a shallow fly ball, Santa Clara finds themselves down 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. Stepping up to the plate here for Stanford is Joey Economides. And Economides, the number 6 hitter for the Cardinal. gets to face Ellison Schroeder for the first time. Here comes Schroeder's pitch. And Economides takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. You know, there's two trains of thought on that play that ended the inning. There's the train of thought that I think Gina Carbonado took, which is, hey, you're playing a Stanford team that's number 18 in the nation. Try to get aggressive early in the game. You got your fastest base runner over at third with a chance to score. But then the other train of thought is, you know, Kira Chan, she's got a very good arm. She's a very good player out there in right field, and that was such a shallow fly ball. It wasn't an overly difficult throw for Chan. Still a nice play to convert it and get the out. But in the end, it works out for Stanford and does not work out for Santa Clara. 0-2 pitch to Economides. And that misses low and outside, 1-2. But maybe that tells you a little bit about what Santa Clara's strategy is going to be the rest of the way. They're going to try to be uber aggressive, particularly coming in as major underdogs against their crosstown rival. 1-2 pitch. And that misses in the dirt, 2-2. Still, though, disappointing. You get your leadoff and number 2 hitter on with a couple of singles, and then the middle of the order isn't able to pay it off. You're not going to get too many opportunities like that against the Stanford team. 2-2 pitch. That's a ground ball over to short. Rubio gets it in the hole. The throw to first in time. So a long throw for Rebecca Rubio, but no problem for her. And there's one down in the inning. Up next is Ava Gall. Gall, the catcher, as you take another look at that play from Rubio. Olszewski, the third basewoman, allowing Rubio to take that one. And a nice stretch over at first by Leora Davidson. Always got to give the first basewoman some credit. First pitch coming up here to Gall. And Gall takes in the dirt, 1-0. Ava Gall, the catcher for Stanford. And who would have guessed? She's hitting over 300, 330 batting average, 4 home runs, 25 RBIs for Gall. Pretty much everyone you're going to see on the Stanford team is hitting over 300. 1-0. And Gall takes high, 2-0. Stanford team is very good all the way around. They come into this game sitting in 4th place in the ACC at 15-6 in the conference. 2-0 pitch. And that misses inside, 3-0. Stanford, they have a chance if they can finish off the season strong here to get to host some NCAA tournament games in their brand new glimmering ballpark. 3-0 to Gall. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Gall maybe with a bit of a protest there, but not much, and she'll step back in the box. 3-1 count. 1 out in the inning, 1-0 Stanford, top of the second. Schroeder, ready. And here's the pitch. And that one misses. So ball 4 to Gall. First walk of the evening for Schroeder. That's a big part of the Stanford team's game. They take a lot of walks. Addison Shepard will come up to the plate. So Shepard, a .294 hitter with 8 home runs and 29 RBIs. She steps up to the plate. She's hitting under 300, but her OPS is over 900, so I think she gets a pass. First pitch here to Shepard. And there's a strike. It's 0-1. And if you really just kind of wanted an example of maybe some things that haven't gone right for Santa Clara this year and some things that have gone right for Stanford, Santa Clara's got 3 ladies with an over 800 OPS, Coran, Rubio, and Clements. Coran leads the way at an 894 OPS coming in, as here's the 0-1, and that misses off the outside, 1-1. Stanford has 8 ladies with OPSs better than Kyra Coran right now. And they have 7 with OPSs over 900. 1-1 to Shepard. And that's lined in right field for a base hit. Going to second is Gall. Station to station are the Cardinal. And there's runners at first and second here with one out. And look, Santa Clara's got a lot of talent on their offense, but that just kind of shows you, you know, it's a lot easier to win games when you just have boppers up and down the lineup, and that's exactly what Stanford has. Sydney Bulafin will come up to the plate. Bulafin, a 206 hitter. First pitch to her, and Bulafin takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. So Schroeder has already given up one run in the top of the first, and now a timeout. And it looks like this might be a pinch runner here for Stanford. And it looks like Jordana King is going to come on and pinch run here for Gall. So Jessica Allister, deciding to already use one of her substitutions here in Gall's spot in the second, as she'll send King out there to run. 0-1 count here to Bulafin. And Bulafin bounces this one foul. It's 0-2. Well, very important here for Schroeder to get Bulafin out, because the woman on deck, Taryn Kern, is not someone you want to face at any moment. I mean, she's a nightmare when it comes to opposing pitchers, but you definitely don't want to face her with less than 2 outs and a runner at third or with runners in scoring position. 0-2. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. Second strikeout of the evening for Schroeder, both of them looking. And here comes Taryn Kern. Kern was the first strikeout victim. She struck out looking in the first. King at second, Shepard at first. First pitch here to Kern. Swing and a miss. That ball had some nasty break to it going towards the opposite batter's box, and it's 0-1. So Kern hacking on the first pitch. Again, Kern came in with a batting average of .411. 0-1. And that's off the outside. Schroeder going to a similar spot there, seeing if she could get Kern to chase. 1-1 count. Big spot early in this game. Santa Clara already down 1-0. Can't allow Stanford to get too big of a lead, particularly with how good the Stanford pitching staff is. 1-1 pitch coming to Kern. And this is lined out to right field, but foul. So it's 1-2. Kern makes good contact, but can't straighten it out. So Schroeder will have a couple of opportunities here to throw something nasty to Taryn Kern. 1-2 count. Schroeder trying to hold the deficit at 1 here in the top of the second. Here comes the 1-2. And that's way outside, 2-2. Really trying to see if Kern would extend there. So we'll see if this pitch is a little closer to the zone in a 2-2. Again, doesn't need to be a cookie by any means. Still have some pitches to play with, but probably want to get a little closer here on this 2-2 count. Here's the 2-2. And that's fouled away, so Kern stays alive. That one was closer to the strike zone, outside part of the plate. Kern, who wears number 99. We've seen a couple of 99s so far this year in Santa Clara's list of matchups. It's a good look. 2-2 coming here to Kern. And that's off the outside. It's 3-2. So a full count now here to Kern. Now normally, I would say you don't want to walk the runner at first in a scoring position, but Taryn Kern's so dangerous that I still wouldn't throw her something right down the middle here. Full count pitch. And that misses inside, ball 4. And again, I don't think that's really all that bad of a thing. Now the problem with the Stanford lineup is you walk Taryn Kern and now you got to face another really good hitter in Emily Jones. But I think good there by Schroeder, not giving Kern something right down the middle of the plate that she could have done damage on. So Emily Jones comes up to the plate now with the bases loaded. And now Schroeder has nowhere to put Emily Jones. First pitch to her, and Jones takes a strike on the outside corner. Perfect pitch there from Schroeder, and it's 0-1. Jones did single in the first. She ultimately came around to score the lone run of the game so far. Timeout here, as it looks like Taryn Clements has to get some dirt out of her eye. It sneaks up on you, man, especially on a windy day. You're not thinking about it, then all of a sudden you got dirt in your eye. It's the hardest thing to get out. 0-1 here to Jones. And that's bounced foul. So Schroeder gets out ahead early here, 0-2. She got out ahead of Kern in the last at-bat, just couldn't finish her off. So let's see if Schroeder has more luck here against Emily Jones. King at third, Shepard at second, Kern at first. Big spot early in this game. 0-2 pitch coming. And that's high. 1-2. Trying to get Jones a chase up above the zone there. Good pitch on an 0-2 count. Schroeder's got another mulligan here. When she gets to 2-2, though, she definitely doesn't want to go to a 3-2. She's probably going to have to get a little closer. So one more chance here to really go out of the zone. 1-2 to Jones. And she uses the mulligan, and Jones doesn't bite. Another pitch above the zone, and it's 2-2. So again, this technically doesn't have to be in the strike zone, but Schroeder really does not want to get to 3-2. So this pitch should be fairly competitive. 2-2 coming here to Jones. Here's the pitch. And that's bounced foul. Jones got jammed, but she stays alive. So Schroeder has had to pitch out of some stressful situations already here today. If she can get out of this second inning with no runs allowed, that'll definitely be a win for Santa Clara. 2-2, once again here to Jones. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. Schroeder pitches out of the trouble. 2 strikeouts in the inning. She's now got 3 strikeouts tonight, and all of them are looking. Stanford up 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Nothing Stanford here in the bottom of the second. Let's take a look at the West Coast Conference standings presented by Lenardi's. And there you see it. Santa Clara in a tough spot. They're in second at 7-5, but after being swept by UOP, that was 1-8 coming into their series with Santa Clara, they now find themselves 4 behind in the loss column. Behind St. Mary's. There's a strike 0-1. Still possible for Santa Clara to win the conference, but they're going to pretty much need to win out in their final 6 conference games against Seattle U and St. Mary's. 0-1 here to Taryn Clements, and Clements hits this one out to right. Chan going back, and she'll make the catch near the foul line. 1 down in the inning. So Clements flies out to right, and that'll bring up Robin Balmediano. This game doesn't matter for the conference, but it would mean a lot to Santa Clara if they could get a win against Stanford, especially when you consider the momentum it would create for the team as they get ready for the latter half of their conference schedule. This one misses high to Balmediano. It's 1-0. Balmediano had a rough series against UOP. She went 1 for 7. Did take a few walks, though. Balmediano takes inside. 2-0. She hit 257 on the season. She's got 18 RBIs. (2-0) count here to Balmediano. The freshman, Kenzie Olszewski, is on deck. And that's fouled away, 2-1. (2-1) count here to Robin Balmediano. Again, what a beautiful evening it is here in the Bay Area. And this is lined in left field, down for a base hit. So Balmediano picks up the 3rd hit of the evening for Santa Clara. She'll go down to first, and that'll bring up Kenzie Olszewski. So, Mackenzie Olszewski, a freshman. We've seen her now and again coming in as a late-game sub, whether it's pinch running or defensively. And she is 1 for 20 on the season. So Olszewski, only 1 hit on the year. See if she can pick up number 2. First pitch to her. And that's off the outside, 1-0. Olszewski from the San Diego area, went to Eastlake High School down in Southern Cal. 1-0, and that's a bouncer back to the pitcher. Brewer throws to second for the out. Olszewski will be safe at first, so a fielder's choice 1-6, and Olszewski and Balmediano will switch places. And that'll bring up Leora Davidson. It was a throw from Brewer that definitely took some acrobatics from Mailer to bring in. And that's why there was really no shot at a double play. Leora Davidson at the plate now. First pitch to her, and Davidson gets jammed and fouls it away. It's 0-1. Davidson being moved down in the order just a bit. Normally she hits in that 7 spot. Hitting .225 on the year is Leora with 3 home runs and 16 RBIs. Davidson went 0 for 6 against UOP this weekend. Davidson gets jammed and hits that one right back to the pitcher, Brewer, to end the inning. So 1 hit in the inning, but no runs for Santa Clara. We're moving to the top of the 3rd. 1-0 Stanford. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Join us at 6 p.m. on April 24th when the Bronco baseball team hosts conference rival Portland right here on ESPN+. Stanford and Santa Clara, their baseball teams are actually going at it right now just across the street at Stephen Schott Stadium. And I'm sure we can get a score update at some point from that game. We'll have that coming for you in a bit. Clara Chan at the plate. She's 0 for 1. As that misses outside, 1-0. Of course, the magic of modern television is that if you have the ESPN Plus app, you can just switch back and forth. You can get all the Stanford and Santa Clara you want. 1-0 here to Chan. Chan, despite the fact she's 0 for 1, has maybe one of the biggest plays of the day as this misses inside 2-0. She threw out Kyra Curran, who was trying to score on what would have been a sacrifice fly for Marie Martorella to end the first. And that killed Santa Clara's best scoring opportunity so far here today. 2-0 pitch coming up here to Chan. And that misses low, 3-0. So Schroeder definitely not trying to walk the leadoff hitter here. She has been pitching through trouble in both of her innings so far. 3-0 pitch coming up here to Chan. And the leadoff hitter, she will indeed walk. So Chan goes down to first. And that is her third walk of the evening. River Mailer will come up to the plate. Santa Clara, once this game is done, will be heading to the Emerald City as they continue their conference schedule. But they don't go up to Seattle until next weekend, so they get the weekend off. They get the bye. 7 teams in the WCC, so every team gets 1 weekend off in the conference. Mailer is 1 for 1. She doubled home a run in the first, and she takes a strike on the outside corner. All kinds of stuff happening on that play. It's 0-1. Mailer had a bunt shown. Chan took an aggressive secondary over at first. 0-1 count here to Mailer. Here comes the pitch. And that's hit out to left. Ball Mediano's got a beat on it, or at least I thought she did. It ends up landing foul, so it's 0-2. So 0-2 count here to Mailer, who's done the most damage so far today of any of the Stanford hitters. Schroeder comes home. And Mailer gets jammed. A soft pop-up behind the second base position, and Curran will go into the outfield grass to make the play. 1 down. And Jade Berry will come up to the plate. Berry is 0 for 1. She grounded out to short in the first inning. So after the leadoff walk, Schroeder able to retire the cleanup hitter for Stanford. Here comes the first pitch to Berry. And a half swing and a pitch in the dirt, and Maciel, the home plate umpire, is going to say that Berry went around. It's 0-1. Stanford, after they finish off this one-off game here with Santa Clara, it's rivalry time. They'll be playing California at home for a 3-game set as this misses high, 1-1. Those games will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then after that, Stanford will finish off the season with a game against UOP and then a game against Sacramento State. Only 5 games remaining in the schedule for Stanford. This is a ground ball over to first. Davidson goes to second for 1. The throw to first will not happen as Rubio decides just to take the 1 out. So Davidson with a nice play there as she gets the out at second. And Berry goes to first. So Joey Economides will come up to the plate. Take another look at that play there from Davidson. Always a tough play over at first base. Just not really a fun angle when you're throwing over to second, particularly with the runner in your path. Economides is 0 for 1, and she takes a screwball off the outside. It's 1-0. Economides led off the second, grounded out. Designated player for Stanford here today. Schroeder trying to get through her third inning of work. 1-0 pitch upcoming. And there's a strike, 1-1. Well, Alison Schroeder, I mean, she's had to pitch through some trouble, but she definitely looks like she belongs against this number 18 team in the nation. Which is a good sign for Santa Clara, as Schroeder is one of the top young players in this program. 1-1 coming up to Economides. And that's fouled away. It's 1-2. So Schroeder in a 1-2 count. She struck out 3 already today, all of them looking. So she's given Mark Maciel a chance to bring out the old ring up 3 times so far. 1-2 coming to Economides. And that one was very close to being strike 3. Check swing by Economides, but Craver, the first base umpire, says no swing, and I think that was the right call all the way around. So 2-2, but a good pitch there by Schroeder in a 1-2 count, and no swing. Here's the 2-2. And that's just off the outside, 3-2. So Schroeder tries a couple of pitches off the outside and just can't get Economides to chase. So the count is full here with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that's a high drive out to left center field. Balmediano going back, and she'll make the play on the warning track. So Economides gives it a ride, but just can't quite get it over Robin Balmediano. We're going to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Stanford. You're watching college softball on ESPN+.
Kids, your mother and I noticed you've been going through some changes.
When 2 people love each other.
We want to talk protection.
Mom, Dad, we've been married for years.
Honey, we just want to talk to you about insurance.
Ralph, Barb, no, you don't have to worry. No, with Heffernan, we're totally protected.
Great. So when are we having grandbabies?
Oh, yes. Heffernan Insurance Brokers. We keep you protected.
If you've been hurt in an accident, you really do need to call a lawyer that's well-versed in the area of personal injury. You absolutely have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because now you're going to have someone who's fighting for you, who's going to do everything they can to get you a very fair settlement. Insurance companies are in the business of making money. They're not in the business of paying out money that one would consider a fair settlement. If you've been injured, call Habas & Associates today.
You have the power to write your own story, create new possibilities, and set new standards. With pride and prestige, you have the power to forge a new path. We develop fearless leaders, dominate in the classroom, and inspire on the field. From the picturesque landscapes of the Pacific Northwest to the sun-drenched shores of Southern California, you have the power to rewrite history, break barriers, and create a legacy here in the West Coast Conference.
Today's game is brought to you by DevCon Construction, building the future of Santa Clara athletics, and by Lux Bus America, covering more ground in more places. For those of you wondering, Stanford has a 4-0 lead over Santa Clara across the street in the 3rd inning. We're also in the 3rd inning here, but Stanford only has a 1-0 lead here in softball. Oh, look at that. Got a little score bug and everything. That's great work by the graphics team. First pitch coming up here to Caitlin Golub as Golub fouls it away. It's 0-1. It's an all Santa Clara Stanford day here on the campus of Santa Clara. Very exciting. That game across the street was supposed to be played on Monday, but it got rained out. How do I know that? I was supposed to PA that game on Monday. 0-1. Golub takes off the outside, 1-1. Instead, I just went on a run and recorded my podcast, Locked On A's podcast, if any of you are interested in the A's. 1-1 to Golub, and Golub takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. So Santa Clara down 1-0 here. Golub has struggled at the plate this year, 230 batting average, 633 OPS, 1-2. And Golub takes outside, 2-2. With that said, Golub had a nice day on Sunday, went 2 for 3. Picked up an RBI against UOP. 2-2 pitch. Golub fouls it away. So Brewer out for her third inning of work here for Stanford. There is action down in the Santa Clara bullpen. Hazel Gray is getting warmed up. So we'll see if Gina Carbonado decides she doesn't want to throw Ellison Schroeder to her limit here today. 2-2, and Golub pops it up and out of play. Again, this is not a conference game, and for Santa Clara, like we mentioned earlier, they pretty much got to run the table in their final 6 conference games. So they're going to need all their players at top strength. But that said, they don't play for another 8 days, so. 2-2, and Golub takes in the dirt. It's 3-2. So full count here to Golub. Top of the order, looming behind the 9th-place hitter here for Santa Clara. Golub with a good at-bat so far, trying to get things started. Full count pitch, and Golub fouls it away. So Golub being a pest right now. Still a 3-2 count here to the center fielder for Santa Clara. Golub fouls this off herself. So it remains 3-2. Anna Brewer, the pitcher here for Stanford, is just a freshman. She's from Columbia, Tennessee, so she's come a long way. She was 2-time Tennessee Sports Writers Association All-State team. And she walks Golub, so Caitlin Golub can't ask for much more than that. And she'll get on base for the top of the order here for the Broncos. Kyra Curran will come up to the plate. But before Curran comes up to the plate, right as I was talking about Anna Brewer, we're going to get a new pitcher. So new pitcher coming on here for Stanford. And the new pitcher is going to be the reigning ACC Pitcher of the Week, Zoe Prestaico. So we'll see what Prestaico's got for the Broncos after this break. 1-0, Stanford here in the bottom of the third. So new pitcher out in the circle here for Stanford is Zoe Prestaico. And Prestaico, well, she has been pretty good this year. There's a pitch that misses. Could have been a strike, but it's ball 1. Prestaico, who won the ACC Pitcher of the Year award for the 2nd time this year in the latest batch of awards. 1-0 to Curran. This misses high, 2-0. Golub, the runner at first. So the question is, how is it that Prestaico has won 2 Pitcher of the Year awards? Well, she's got a 2.82 ERA. That helps. 119 innings. Curran takes low, so 3 balls here from Prestaico. It's 3-0. A couple of close pitches, too. She's pitched in 34 games, 3 complete games. She's been pretty darn good. 3-0. Curran takes a strike. It's 3-1. Rebecca Rubio's on deck. She's 1 for 1. Prestaico. A 183 opponent batting average. She has been incredible. 3-1 pitch. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 3-2. So interesting here, Stanford deciding to use Prestaico in a relief situation. kind of saving her here for the third. Full count pitch up coming here to Karan. And swing and a miss. Back pick to first. And getting back safely is Golub. So after falling behind 3-0, Prestaico strikes out Kyra Karan. That'll bring up Rebecca Rubio. Rubio's 1 for 1. She singled in the first. First strikeout for Stanford pitching here today. Santa Clara only down 1-0, but now they got their hands full here with Prestaico. And Prestaico throws a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Prestaico comes in with the 8th best ERA in the ACC at 2.82. And she's got the most strikeouts in the ACC, 167. That misses high, 1-1. Prestaico strikes out more than one an inning, and actually quite a bit more than one an inning. 167 strikeouts and 119 innings pitched, which is extremely impressive, particularly in softball, which compared to baseball, there's a lot more contact in softball. 1-1, and this is a bouncer out to short. Mailer flips it to second for one. The throw to first is not in time. Shepard just couldn't quite get that ball out of the dirt there on her throw to first, but a fielder's choice, and Rubio will go to first. So I'll bring up Hazel Gray. Gray is 0 for 1. She grounded out in the first inning. So Rubio over at first, and now that Prestaico's in the game, and again, Prestaico is nasty, you may think about really pushing the issue. So I would not be surprised if Rebecca Rubio tries to steal second here. She's got 12 stolen bases on the year. First pitch to Gray. And Gray takes off the outside. That ball was dropped by Gall. She was able to pick it up, though, before Rubio had any thoughts of taking off. So a 1-0 count here to Hazel Gray. Ellison Schroeder's done a really nice job for Santa Clara, pitching out of some trouble and keeping this a 1-0 ball game. Now the offense has got to help her out. 1-0 pitch coming up to Hazel. And that misses low. Aggressive secondary from Rubio. It's 2-0. So Prestaico and a 2-0 count here to Hazel Gray. Marie Martorella is on deck. Here's the pitch. And that's popped up and out of play. It's 2-1. So Hazel, if Santa Clara is going to have any chance of getting back in this conference race, they're going to need Hazel Gray to be at her absolute best. And a chance here for Hazel Gray to try to do some damage with the runner at first. 2-1 pitch, and Hazel bounces this over to first. Dropped there by Kern, but Kern able to get to the bag just in the nick of time to end the inning. We're going to the fourth, 1-0 Stanford. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Today's game is brought to you by One Workplace, creating spaces that inspire and transform the way you work, and by Rabbit Office Automation, providing technology for your business. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Bottom of the order due up here for Stanford as Ava Gall will step up to the plate against Ellison Schroeder. It hasn't been easy for Schroeder, but all things considered, she's done a pretty darn good job against this elite offensive Stanford. Only 1 run allowed in 3 innings. Here's the first pitch to Gall. And Gall bounces this one foul. It's 0-1. And if Santa Clara is going to have a chance to win this game, first and foremost, Santa Clara's got a chance to win this game. That's the big thing. They're only down by 1 here in the 4th. This is still anyone's ball game, but if they're going to have a chance to win this game, they're going to need Ellison Schroeder to have an elite performance, especially with Prestico in the game on the other side. 0-1 coming up here to Gall. And Gall takes an off-speed pitch off the outside. It's 1-1. So 1-1 count here to Ava Gall. Addison Shepard on deck. Gall walked in the 2nd. 1-1 pitch. And that's bounced foul off of Gall, but Gall's a catcher, so I doubt she even felt that. 1-2. Shadows have fully taken over the field now. We have a sunset brewing out in left that I'm sure will be incredible, as they always are here in Northern California. Nice to see the sun after quite a few days of rain here in the Bay. 1-2 to Ava Gall. We're not used to having rain in April out here. Not unheard of, but definitely not the norm. Here's the pitch. And that's high and outside. 2-2. Now, they always tell you don't talk about Bruno. But I guess I am going to talk about Bruno because from what I've seen, I think the rain's done with for the year. We're going to get some cloudy days, but no rain in the forecast, unless we're going to get rain in May, which would be very out of the norm. Gall hits this one hard out to center. Golub came in. Now she goes back. That's off the wall. Gall going for second. The throw into second is not in time, although it was very close. Golub with a great throw. And so Gall with a leadoff double. So she's reached base twice now. That ball was hammered out to center. And it was kind of knuckling on Golub. You could tell because Golub originally came in and then went back. I don't think Golub really has a chance to catch that one, even if her first step is back anyway. That ball was hit so hard, and it went off the wall. It would have taken an incredible play from Golub, which he's capable of to make it, but still, now it looked like it was going to be a double no matter what. Addison Shepard at the plate. She's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch, and Shepard takes low and outside, 1-0. So another inning, more base runners for Stanford. They've had at least 1 base runner on in every inning. They've had runners in scoring position now in 3 of the 4 innings. Here's the 1-0. And there's a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Still 1-0 Stanford here. They scored their 1 run in the first on a River Mailer RBI double that knocked in Emily Jones. 1-1 coming up to Shepard. And there's a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. So Mark Maciel showing that he'll call that inside strike. 1-2 count here to Shepard. Bulafin on deck. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And just misses. That was probably just a little low. I think it was kind of in the area of the plate that Maciel likes to call just a little bit underneath the zone. 2-2 count here now to Shepard. Shepard, who already has a hit here today, looking for another one. If she gets another hit, it probably knocks in a run. Here's the pitch. And this is a bouncer up the middle. Rubio fields it at short. The throw to first in time for the out. So nice play by Rubio as she goes towards the bag. Gall will advance to third. So productive out there for Shepard. And that'll bring up Sydney Bulafin. So this is a strikeout situation here for Ellison Schroeder. She already struck out Bulafin in the second looking. You got a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Bulafin just trying to put the ball in play here. Infield in. There's a ground ball. Their first look will be to home plate. Here's the pitch to Bulafin. And Bulifin takes outside. It's 1-0. Bulifin, one of the few hitters in this Stanford lineup who doesn't have gaudy numbers. Only hitting .206. He does have a couple home runs and 12 RBIs, though. 1-0. And Bulifin hammers this one out to left center field. And Bulifin knocks in the second run of the game for Stanford, and she's into second with a double. So Sydney Bulifin hits a rocket out to left center to give Stanford a 2-0 lead. And that'll bring up Taryn Kern. That's just a beautiful piece of hitting right there. Left-handed hitter, driving it out to the opposite field gap. A bunch of hitting coaches all over the West Coast are blushing. Kern at the plate, she's 0 for 1. She walked in the second. Here's the first pitch to Kern. And Kern gets jammed, but hits that one foul. Almost hits someone in the Stanford dugout. Watch your heads. It's 0-1 to Taryn Kern. So 2-0 now, Stanford. Santa Clara can't afford to fall behind by much more, so they're going to have to stop the bleeding as soon as possible. 0-1 here to Kern. And Kern pops this one up. In play, Olszewski is just going to run out of room as that ball ends up hitting the netting and going behind the dugout. So 0-2 count now to Kern. Kern, who struck out looking in the first. There is one weakness in Kern's games, the strikeouts. 29 strikeouts, now in 125 at bats. 0-2 pitch to Kern, and that's low and outside. 1-2. Which really isn't that bad. It's just when you compare it to the rest of the Stanford team. Kern has the most strikeouts of anyone on this Cardinal club. She's also got the most hits of anyone on this Cardinal club, too, so. 1-2 pitch. And Kern bounces this one over to first. Davidson picks it up and runs to the bag for the out. So Kern is retired, and Bulifin will advance to third. Emily Jones comes up to the plate. Jones is 1 for 2. She singled and came around to score in the first. Stanford up 2-0 here, looking to make it 3-0. With Bulifin, who has been the hero of this inning so far, standing out at third base. First pitch to Jones. Jones shows bunt and then takes outside. It's 1-0. So maybe a little sneak attack, suicide squeeze action there for Stanford. Safety squeeze, suicide squeeze. What's the difference? Well, the only difference is the runner at third will be crashing on a suicide squeeze as opposed to a safety squeeze when the runner at third a little bit more vigilant. 1-0. Jones bunts it, and bunts it foul. So a couple of bunt attempts now for Emily Jones. It's 1-1. Interesting. With 2 outs, you'd think you want Emily Jones to swing the bat, but obviously Stanford feels like they can get a bunt down. They like Jones's speed. The question is, you got to put it down in a place where Bulifin can still come in to score. Unless you're just content letting the inning go to Kira Chan. That's high, 2-1. And Jones is a .418 hitter. So, obviously she knows what she's doing with the bat in her hand. 2-1 coming up here to Jones. Here's the pitch. And Jones bunts through that one. It's 2-2. I actually think that was called on the location, not the bunt. Either way, 2 strikes now. So 2-2 count here. Bulifin at third. Stanford already with a run in here in the fourth. Schroeder trying to limit the damage. Here comes the 2-2. And Jones takes off the outside. 3-2. Schroeder trying to get Jones to chase there. Schroeder doesn't have to give Jones a cookie here. She does have an open base at first, but the middle of the order is looming for the Cardinal. Here comes the full count to Jones. this is bounced foul up the first baseline. So we'll reset and do it again. Jones, a very tough hitter to strike out. Came in with only 7 strikeouts and 122 at-bats. With that said, she struck out looking in the second. So now 8 strikeouts and 124 at-bats for Jones. That's still pretty elite. She's got more walks than strikeouts this year. 10 walks. Full count pitch coming to Jones. And Jones takes her 11th walk. So she'll go down to first, and the inning will continue. Kira Chan will come up to the plate now. Chan walked in the third. Schroeder has had a bit of trouble with the walks here so far today. 4 walks so far and just 3 2/3. Chan 0 for 1. She flew out in her other at-bat in the first. Or should I say her lone at-bat, the walk being a plate appearance, not an at-bat. First pitch here to Chan, and that is taken off the outside, 1-0. Again, Kira Chan had a nice play out in right in the first where she stopped Santa Clara from scoring a run. Since then, the Broncos haven't really had any run-scoring opportunities. She threw out Kyra Coran trying to come home on a possible sac fly. 1-0 pitch to Chan. And that misses low, 2-0. River Mailer's on deck. She knocked in a run with a double in the first. Open base technically at second, but I think Schroeder's going to want to make a more competitive pitch here, the number 3 hitter for the Cardinal. 2-0. And that misses low in the dirt. Taking off for second is Jones, and that's going to allow a run to score as Clemens' throw goes into center. It'll be a double steal. And they're going to call that an E6. So Rubio with a hard time catching the ball out at short. And Clements, she fell for the bait, threw it out to second. We see teams do that all the time. They try to force the throw out to second with runners at first and third to score the run from third. Now, with 2 outs, if you get that runner at second, the inning is over. But still, Stanford runs that play to perfection. That misses high, so that's ball 4 to Chan. So now 2 straight walks in the inning. There you take a look at it. And I think that should actually be an E4. It goes off of Coran's glove. So it'll be an E4. Coran cut off Rubio when the throw was coming in. If Coran lets Rubio catch the ball, the runner's still probably safe, but then they have a chance to come home and try to nab Bulafin. As is, the runner advances to third, and after the Chan walk, now there's runners at first and third. So Schroeder has allowed 2 runs in this 4th inning. It's 3-0 Stanford. River Mailer stepping up to the plate. Again, she's 1 for 2. She knocked in a run in the first. So now 2 doubles and 2 walks in the inning for Ellison Schroeder. And this conference is continuing now after the circle visit from the Santa Clara dugout. Just giving Schroeder a chance to take a break. And Mark Maciel's going out there to awkwardly look over their shoulders and get them to break up the rock pile. I always wonder what the umpire says when he goes out there. I mean, it's probably something to the extent of like, all right, we got to split this up. And of course, if you're an umpire, I bet you there's some umpires that just go out there and say nothing. They just go out there and just stand there. Their presence forces the rock pile to disperse. The awkward silence is just too much. Mailer at the plate now. Runners at first and third. Here's the pitch. And that's bounced over to Davidson at first. She'll step on the bag to end the inning. But 2-run score here for Stanford. RBI double for Sydney Bulafin. And then a double steal that allows Bulafin to come around to score. And it's 3-0 Cardinal. We're going to the bottom of the 4th, halfway home. You're watching college softball on ESPN+. Bottom of the fourth inning, it's 3-0 Stanford here, and Santa Clara's got some work to do, but their hands are definitely full as they're going to have to do it against one of the best pitchers in the ACC and in the nation, Zoe Pristaiko. Pristaiko with her first pitch to Marie Martorella, and Martorella takes a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Martorella, she was the unfortunate victim of that fly ball throw out at home double play in the first that ended the inning and ended Santa Clara's best scoring chance to this point. She swings and misses at a changeup. It's 0-2. So Pristaiko, who came on after the walk to Caitlin Golub by Anna Brewer, she came on, had a strikeout, ground out, and another ground out. So 2 ground outs and a strikeout for Pristaiko in the last inning. This is another ground ball over to third, off of the chest of Barry, but she recovers in time and throws out Martorella for the first out of the inning. So Taryn Clements will come up to the plate. Nice play over there at third by Jade Barry. That ball almost ate her up. We'll take another look at it. Martorella hit it hard, give her credit. And then Barry over at third, doing exactly what they teach you as an infielder. Knock it down, and then take care of the play after that. First pitch here to Clements. Clements takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. I'll have to say, I like Mark Maciel behind the plate. He calls strikes, and that's a good thing. 0-1 to Clements. But first a timeout. Now, you can have all kinds of different critiques about umpires, and of course everyone has their different opinions on what the zone should be and stuff like that, and usually opinions change based on which team you are in a certain situation. But overall, the 2 things that I look for in a good umpire is consistency and if they call strikes. And so far, we've gotten that from Mr. Maciel. 0-1 pitch to Clements, and she fouls it away. It's 0-2. So 0-2 count here to Taryn. Taryn, who last time she was at home, she was hitting the cover off the ball. And she swings and misses, strike 3. But since being at home against San Diego, Clements is now 0 for 8 in her last 4 games. So Robin Balmediano will come up to the plate. Balmediano 1 for 1. She singled in the second. That's the only hit that Santa Clara has had so far since their first inning almost rally. First pitch to Balmediano, and Balmediano swings and misses. She was out in front there on an off-speed pitch. It's 0-1. So Pristaiko looking pretty sharp here in the fourth. 0-1 coming up to Balmediano. And Balmediano takes high and outside. It's 1-1. Santa Clara just trying to get something going on the offensive side here and just put some life into that dugout. 1-1 pitch. And Balmediano swings and misses. She was out in front once again. It's 1-2. So 1-2 count here to Robin Balmediano. Again, Pristaiko, one of the best strikeout artists in the nation and the best strikeout artist in the ACC. As this misses high, 2-2. Again, she came in with 167 strikeouts in 119 innings, which is elite. And she's already struck out 2 here tonight. Just her second inning of work. 2-2 pitch coming to Balmediano. Make it 3 strikeouts as Balmediano goes after the pitch in the dirt. And Pristaiko is as good as advertised so far. We're going to the 5th, 3-0 Stanford. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
Introducing Mike's Hot Italian Sub from Jersey Mike's. Fresh ham, salami, and pepperoni chopped up by hand right on the grill. Forget about it. Then topped with a layer of melted provolone? Forget about it. And the regular is only $8.95? Forget about it. Wait a minute. Actually, remember about it. Because you got to try it with our chopped pepper relish before it's gone. The all-new Mike's Hot Italian Sub for a limited time only at Jersey Mike's.
Credit Union One, the official credit union of the West Coast Conference, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking and an expansive network of 90,000 ATMs from coast to coast. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
After 6 years of military service, Tech Sergeant Barubi wanted to plant roots and watch them grow. He was ready to live in his hometown again. He was ready for the reserve.
Today's game is brought to you in part by West Coast Sports Institute, where medicine meets rehab. There's some fans having fun here on a chilly evening in the South Bay. Leading off here for Stanford is Jade Berry against the new pitcher for Santa Clara, Carrie Ferguson. Goes out to the circle, so Gina Carbonado goes from one ace to another. Ferguson comes on here with a 2.85 ERA. This is her 28th appearance, her 7th appearance out of the bullpen. She's had 21 starts this year, 115 innings pitched for Ferguson. And her first pitch is a changeup that's fouled away by Jade Berry. Berry's 0 for 2. She's grounded out twice. It has turned into a bit of a chilly night. It is sweatshirt weather, as I like to say. Now, I will say, some of the people in the crowd who are wearing like the double parka, I think that's a little much. But sweatshirt for sure, absolutely. 1-1 here to Berry. Here's the pitch. And that misses inside, 2-1. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Northern California can get sneaky cold. But what that guy's wearing, the Brooklyn Dodgers hat behind Jade Berry, that's perfect right there. Nice little pullover fleece. And I like the Brooklyn Dodgers hat, a little retro there. That's off the outside, 3-1. Brooklyn Dodgers hats I'm okay with. The LA Dodgers hats, I think we should burn them. 3-1 count here to Berry. Ferguson waiting a while out there on the circle, trying to avoid walking the leadoff hitter here. This is a bouncer over to first. Davidson picks it up, steps on the bag, and there's one down in the inning. So a 3 unassisted there. And up next will be Joey Economides. Economides 0 for 2. One out in the inning. Ferguson comes home. And that misses low. 1-0. I'm hearing some press box shout-outs of the Meadowlark Dairy in Pleasanton, one of the great hot spots in the East Bay. Want a little drive-through cone on your summer night? 1-0. And that misses, excuse me, that hits the bottom of the zone, 1-1. So when I was in high school, what we used to do is we used to go to the Meadowlark Dairy, and they used to sell us giant dry ice cubes. Then we would take those up to whatever the local golf course was, and we'd slide down the hills on the golf course with the ice cubes. That misses outside, 2-1, to the chagrin of all the rich people who lived on the golf course, having to listen to these teenagers at 11 p.m. on a summer night screaming while they're sliding on some ice cubes. Better than being on our cell phones, though, right? 2-1 to Economides. And there's a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. That's what we like to call analog fun. Analog fun. Doesn't need technology. Just need an ice cube and a hill. 2-2 pitch coming here to Economides. And that screwball misses low and outside, 3-2. So full count here to the number 6 hitter for the Cardinal. Stanford They struck out 3 times to Ellison Schroeder while she was in the game. All of them looking. Full count pitch coming up here to Economides. And she takes off the outside, ball 4. So a walk to Economides, and she reaches base. And now Stanford's had at least 1 base runner on in every inning. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here. Looks like Sophia Jin will come up out of the dugout to pinch run. So Jin pinch runs for Economides. So we'll see if Economides re-enters in the next half inning. Jin is an outfielder, so there's a chance that Jin, although it's the DP spot, so we won't even have to worry about that till the next time that spot comes back up to the plate. 1 out in the inning, and here's Ava Gall. Here's the pitch, and that's outside, 1-0. Again, Economides technically started the game as the left fielder. She was switched to the DP spot, and then Bulafin was switched from the DP spot to the left fielder. We were trying to figure out here in the press box what that substitution does as far as advantage is concerned. It gives you some sort of a substitutional advantage, but we're still trying to figure out exactly what that is. That misses inside, 2-0. But you'll see softball head coaches do that all over the place, all over the country. They'll make that pregame substitution between a position player and the DP spot, so it obviously helps some way. 2-0 here to Gall. And Gall hits this one fair down the right field line. That skimps into the right field corner. Stopping at third is Jin. That'll be a double for Ava Gall, and have yourself a day, Ava Gall. She's got a couple of doubles here this evening. And now there's runners at second and third here with 1 out. So Gall just perfectly wrapping that thing around the first base fair line. Just past the reach of Leora Davidson. And Stanford's in business with runners at second and third here and 1 out. So here comes Addison Shepard. Shepard's 1 for 2. Single in the second, ground out in the 4th. First pitch to Shepard. Misses in the dirt. Nice block by Clements. 1-0. So Ferguson, she got a ground ball to start her day. Since then, a walk and a double. And she finds herself in a tough spot here. Infield in here for Santa Clara. They'll come home if Jin decides to come home. 1-0, and a swing and a foul. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count here to Addison Shepard. Shepard with a little bit of a smile on her face. So 1-1 count here with 1 out. And here's the pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Rubio picks it up, and caught between second and third here is Gall. And in the end, everyone's going to be safe. So at first, a major mistake by Stanford as Gall got caught between second and third. But you have to get an out there if you're Santa Clara. Let's take a look at the replay, because even I'm confused. So Rubio gets it. She's got to run straight towards Gall there between second and third and try to get that out. Instead, she tried to go to third, and give Jin credit, she got back to third in time. So a mistake there by Santa Clara, and that'll be a fielder's choice, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll bring Sydney Bulafin, who takes off the outside, 1-0. So we'll call that a fielder's choice 6U with no out recorded. So Jin, the runner at third, Gall at second, and Shepard at first. 1-0. And that's bounced foul, 1-1. I mean, Rubio, she went after the lead runner, which isn't necessarily wrong, but Gall was so far away from second base. I think the right decision there would have been to try to get Gall out, and then if the runner at third tries to come home, then you can have the runner at third hung up between third and home as well. But you had to at least get an out there. 1-1, and this is line to Olszewski, who almost has a double play, as Jin, who is right now walking the tightrope over there at third, is able to get back. And so a line out there from Bulafin, and here comes Taryn Kern. There's another look at it. Jin very close to getting doubled off. So Kern 0 for 2. Bases still loaded here with 2 outs. Ferguson trying to get out of this inning with no runs allowed. Here's the pitch, and there's a strike, 0-1. Considering everything that's happened in this inning, if Ferguson can get out of this inning with a 0 in the 5th inning column, that'd be quite the accomplishment. 0-1 count here to the leadoff hitter for Stanford. Taryn Kern's a tough customer, though. Here's the pitch, and Kern hits this one out to right center, and Gray will make the catch to end the inning. We're through 4.5, 3-0 Stanford. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Three to nothing Stanford here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're going to take a look at the upcoming schedule for Santa Clara presented by Heffernan Insurance. Only 6 more games remaining on the schedule, hard to believe, and they'll all be very important for the Broncos. They'll be playing Seattle University up in the Emerald City for a 3-game set, May 1st through the 3rd, and then you see the first game of that final homestand of the year, final series of the year, starting on May 7th against St. Mary's. That series will be May 7th, 8th, and 9th. Santa Clara's pretty much got to run the table the rest of the way in the conference if they want a chance to repeat as WCC champions. Not impossible, but Santa Clara's definitely going to have to play very, 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 very well over the stretch if they want to get it done. Kenzie Olszewski takes off the outside. It's 1-0. And Seattle U, they've been kind of sneaky this year in the WCC. 4-5 record, 18-24 overall. A little bit better than a lot of people thought they would be, as this is fouled away, 1-1. Seattle U, the newest members, well, the newest active members in the WCC. The WCC will be adding UC Santa Barbara coming up, I believe in a couple years. So WCC ever-changing. Of course, Gonzaga will be leaving for the new Pac-12. That doesn't affect softball anyway. Gonzaga does not have a softball team as of yet, as that misses inside 2-1. But UCSB does, so it'll be another good bit of competition for the Santa Clara team and the other WCC teams when they join the conference. 2-1 count here to Kenzie Olszewski. She's 0 for 1. She's 1 for 21 on the season. Pastejko to the plate, and a swing and a miss. Olszewski was late. It's 2-2. Pastejko can really run that fastball by you when she wants to. 2-2 count here to Olszewski. Leora Davidson's on deck. Santa Clara's got to get something going on offense here sooner or later. 2-2, and that's bounced foul. So it remains 2-2. We saw Stanford give Anna Brewer one trip through the order. She faced the first 9 hitters of the game, all 9 hitters in the batting order for Santa Clara, and then they put in Prostaico. We'll see if they decide to do the same thing here with Prostaico after the second time through the order. This is fouled away, remains 2-2. And for Stanford, I mean, this is not a conference game for them. It's really a game that's probably more important to Santa Clara than it is to Stanford. And so if you're the Cardinal, this could be just a game where you're trying to get some of your pitchers some work as you get ready for the latter part of your schedule. That misses outside, 3-2. And this is a Stanford team that has real aspirations to go deep into the early summer in the NCAA softball tournament. And so they're going to want to make sure everyone's in pristine condition for that. Full count here to Olszewski. And Olszewski takes a walk. Nice at bat there for the freshman. Kenzie Olszewski leads off the 5th with a walk, and maybe that's exactly what Santa Clara needs to get something started. Leora Davidson will come up to the plate. Davidson is 0 for 1. Stanford's final 3 conference games of the year, like I said, they're coming up this weekend. Starts in 2 days against Cal. Cal has not had a good year. They currently are 3-15 in the conference, 13-33 overall. First pitch to Davidson. She's late, swings and misses at the fastball. It's 0-1. Prostaico can really run it up there, like I said. 0-1 count here to Davidson. In fact, California, they're on an 8-game losing streak heading into this series with Stanford. So that'll be always interesting. That misses outside, 1-1. Do they call this the big series against California, or is it just ACC play? I guess it's just a normal series in the ACC. 1-1 to Davidson, and Davidson grounds this over to third. And Barry goes to second for 1. The throw to first in time. Double play. So Stanford twirls a deuce. And that erases the possible Santa Clara rally. So Barry starts it off, and then Shepard with the turn. And Kern finishes off the 5-4-3 double play. Caitlin Golub comes up to the plate. Golub walked in the third. And Golub fouls it away. It's 0-1. So right when Santa Clara thinks they might have a chance with a leadoff walk, it gets erased. And the Bronco offense still searching for answers here. 0-1 to Golub. Golub shows bunt and bunts it foul. It's 0-2. So Golub thinking maybe she can sneak her way onto first with a little drag bunt. Looks like Brooklyn Dodgers guy is eating licorice now. 0-2 to Golub. And that misses low and outside, 1-2. I think licorice has got to be a bottom 10 dessert. I don't know many people who are big licorice people. I just don't understand. I've never had a moment in my life where I've been like, you know what sounds good right now? Some licorice. 1-2 to Golub. And that's fouled away. It's like if you're going to eat something for dessert, if you're going to eat a candy, I don't know, I just feel like licorice just wouldn't be my first choice. But Brooklyn Dodgers guy, oh, look, LA Dodgers guy and Cowboys guy is also eating licorice. Come on. 1-2. That's high, 2-2. Cowboys and the Dodgers, really? In Northern California? Come on. 2-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that misses low, 3-2. So not only is he wearing a Cowboys sweatshirt, he's wearing an LA Dodgers hat and he's eating licorice. This man has made some decisions. Full count here to Golub. Here's the pitch. And that misses high, ball 4. So Golub with a nice at-bat. Second walk of the inning for Prostaico. And that'll bring up Kyra Karan. So it does look like they're going to stick with Prostaico here as we go to the third time through the batting order, unless there's a late switch. But no, it looks like Prostaico's going to get a chance to finish off the 5th. Golub at first. Here's the pitch. Karan fouls it away. It's 0-1. So 0-1 count here to Clara Curran. And we're going to get a visit out to the circle here from Gall. That's something she wants to tell her star pitcher. This inning's gone walk, double play, walk so far. Kyra, who singled in the first. She's 1 for 2. 0-1 pitch. And she squibs that one foul up the third baseline. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count here to Kyra Curran. And here's the 0-2. And Kyra takes strike 3 called on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts for Kyra Curran. You don't see that very often. We're going to the 6th, 3-0 Stanford. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. The West Coast Conference Baseball Tournament hits Scottsdale Stadium May 20th through the 23rd. Don't miss 4 days of championship baseball. Get your tickets now at WCCSports.com. So the WCC Baseball Tournament being played at Scottsdale. That should be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at some more fans who are hunkering down right now through the brutal Northern California cold. Emily Jones will lead things off for Stanford against Carrie Ferguson. It looks like the umpire is having a conversation with Ferguson right now. Don't know what this is all about. Ferguson's also taking her warm-up pitches a couple of steps to the left of the pitching slab. And so, don't know if there's something up with the slab or what's going on. But now Ferguson's on the slab and doesn't seem to be a problem. We may never know. Like I said, Emily Jones is due up to lead off here for Stanford. She's had a nice night. She's 1 for 2. She's walked as well. So 3-0 Stanford. Jones, Chan, and Mailer due up here for the Cardinal. Ferguson back out to work here for Santa Clara. She pitched through some trouble in the 4th. Excuse me, in the 5th. Here's the first pitch. Jones shows bunt. It's a good bunt picked up by Olszewski, and Olszewski throws it down the line. And so that could either be a single or an E5. And it's going to be a single for Jones. So Jones is now 2 for 3. Nice thought there. Olszewski, she came up throwing. She was going to give it a shot. Just a little too much mustard on it. And almost hit Jones coming up the line. So Kira Chan comes up to the plate now. Chan is 0 for 1. She's walked twice. Here's the pitch to Chan. Chan shows bunt and bunts it foul. So Stanford working on the bunting here in the 6th inning. 0-1 count. Mailer is on deck. Mailer had an RBI in the first. 0-1 count here to Chan. Here's the pitch, and Chan takes high, 1-1. Jones, she got a very aggressive secondary lead, and Clements looked like she was about to cock that one down to second, and Ferguson started ducking. Didn't want to get hit in the head with that one. 1-1 count here to Chan. Chan takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Jones over at first. She's got 2 stolen bases here tonight. She's got 15 steals on the year. She's 15 for 15. Honestly, with seeing how fast she is, I'm surprised she doesn't have more. 1-2. And Chan takes high, 2-2. The Stanford team, they steal, but it's definitely not the biggest part of their game. Only 32 stolen bases on the year. They got a lot of great hitters, and they usually like to get the job done at the plate. 2-2 coming up to Clara Chan. That misses in the dirt. 3-2, and Clements is going to throw it down to second just to give everyone a look at her arm strength. Count is full. Emily Jones, she is wreaking havoc on the base paths, and she hasn't even tried to steal. 3-2 pitch. And this is bounced foul. Jones did take off that time. So the count remains full. So Jones gets some cardio in, and she'll head back to first. Three-two pitch. And this is hit out to right center. Golub giving chase. Golub will make the catch. Off first is Jones, and this is going to be a double play. So Emily Jones took off. The ball was hit hard by Chan, and Golub with a great throw to first for the double play. And just like that, there's 2 outs in the inning. Take another look at it here. Golub ranges into right center field, makes the catch. Jones hung out to dry, throw to first in time. Nice pick by Davidson over at first base as well. So Santa Clara with their own fly out, throw them out double play. We saw Stanford one of those in the first inning against Santa Clara. This is bunted foul by River Mailer. Stanford again. They're bunting all over the place here in the 6th inning. 0-1 count. I mean, all things considered, if you were to tell Gina Carbonado before the game today that we could hold Stanford to 3 runs. Now, again, the game's not over. Stanford could still score more, but I'm sure Gina Carbonado would be very happy with that. 0-1, and that's off the outside, 1-1. The problem is that Santa Clara hasn't been able to get anything going on the offensive side. It's been all goose eggs for the Broncos. The pitching, I mean, they've had to deal with some trouble, that's for sure, but all in all, they've done a pretty darn good job against this very good Stanford lineup. 1-1 here to Mailer. As that misses in the dirt, 2-1. Defense has been good for Santa Clara for the most part. Only 1 error so far here tonight. Other than that, a lot of very good defensive plays for Santa Clara. 2-1 coming up here to Mailer. And there's a strike on the inside quarter. It's 2-2. So Ferguson trying to get out of the 6th here with the 3-0 deficit remaining the same. Here comes the 2-2 to Mailer. Cleanup hitter for Stanford. Here's the pitch. And this is popped up, foul territory, and Clements is going to run out of room. She came out of the squat to try to get that one. Count remains 2-2. Mailer, very interesting, and you see a few softball hitters do this. She's got a split grip on the bat. Her left hand is actually separated from her right hand on the bat when she holds it. 2-2 pitch here to Mailer. And, ooh, an off-speed pitch that just barely misses the top of the zone. Count goes full. Jade Berry on deck. Here comes the 3-2 to Mailer. Popped up, foul territory, first base side, and into the dugout of Stanford. So the count remains full. I don't know, man. I might start wearing a helmet if I'm in either of the dugouts. Especially with some of the balls that have gotten in the dugout here today. Full count here to Mailer. Here's the pitch. And this is lined up the middle, just past the arm of Rubio. And going to second is Mailer. She'll make it in safely. Wow. River Mailer, who got on her horse right away as soon as she hit that ball. She had 2 on the mind as soon as she left the box. Her second double of the evening. She goes down to second. Rubio almost made the play, just got past her outstretched arm. And Golub came up throwing, but Mailer, wow. Lots of speed there from River Mailer. And that'll bring up Jade Berry. 2 outs in the inning. Here comes the pitch from Ferguson. And Berry takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. It's 0-1. So Stanford with another runner in scoring position here. 2, 3, 4 due up for Santa Clara in the 6th. So if there was ever a part of the lineup where Santa Clara would have a chance to score, it's that. But they got to hold Stanford to their 3-run lead here if they want a real chance at coming back. This is hit high in the air out to right. Gray coming in, and Gray will make the catch to end the inning. So Carrie Ferguson keeps the Cardinal off the board here in the 6th. They're up 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Santa Clara with work to do. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
Credit Union One, the official credit union of the West Coast Conference, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking and an expansive network of 90,000 ATMs from coast to coast. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com, federally insured by NCUA.
GSSI profile complete. How much sweat are you willing to lose? Because when you do that, you can surpass the hype. You can inspire generation after generation. You can compete against anything. So how much are you willing to lose? That's how you know. Hey now, say now. How much you willing to win? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Clutch Seats. Get in on the action. Don't miss the save. Scoring tickets has never been easier. Get your tickets now at soldout.com. Soldout.com is a proud partner of the West Coast Conference.
So I think we have an answer as to why Carrie Ferguson had to change her warm-up before the last inning, and that's because there was a giant divot up ahead in front of the pitching slab in the circle. And so the grounds crew here at Santa Clara is cleaning that up, and they're going to get this done pretty quickly and fix that divot. That divot probably just developed because pitchers were stepping in that hole over and over again, throwing the ball. And we'll see who comes out of the dugout here. It looks like it's going to be Prestaico again. It is. So Prestaico comes back out for Stanford. She's been phenomenal so far. And Prestaico will get a few warm-up pitches, and then we'll get back to softball. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-0 Stanford. Santa Clara needs to get something going on offense. But again, it's not going to be easy because Prestaico has yet to give up a hit so far in 3 innings of work. And she is debatably one of the best. Well, it's not debatable that she's one of the best pitchers in the ACC. You could make a case she's the best pitcher in the ACC. And she's getting her warm-up pitches in. She's definitely the best strikeout pitcher in the ACC. Now, that doesn't mean everything, but it's definitely a good tool to have. So Prostaico will get one more warm-up pitch, and here comes Rebecca Rubio. 2-3-4 due up here for Santa Clara. So again, if there was ever a spot for Santa Clara to get something going, it's now. They haven't had a hit since the second. All their base runners since the second inning have been walks. They've had 3 walks over the last 3 innings, but no hits. Rubio's 1 for 2. She's single in the first. Remember, Santa Clara started the game with 2 straight hits from Coran and Rubio. Since then, they've only had 1. First pitch to Rubio, and Rubio bounces this one over to the right side. Picked up by the first basewoman, Kern, who wins the foot race over to first with Rubio. And there's 1 down in the inning. So Hazel Gray comes up to the plate. Gray's 0 for 2. So Gray, who she grounded out with nobody out in the first and runners at first and second. At the time, it moved runners at second and third with 1 out, and then there was a double play that ended that first inning. And since then, the Santa Clara offense has not been able to do much. First pitch misses inside to Hazel. It's 1-0. 1 out in the inning, 3-0 Stanford. 1-0 pitch coming up here to Gray. Marie Martorella on deck. And Gray takes a strike at the top of the zone. It's 1-1. Once again, getting treated to a great sunset here in the South Bay. Orange hues filling up the vista beyond the ballpark. 1-1 here to Gray. And Hazel takes high. It's 2-1. For Santa Clara, once this game's over, they'll get a nice 8-day break before they have to play Seattle University up in the Pacific Northwest. For Stanford, they'll be back in action just a couple days against California. This is bounced foul, 2-2. It's a rivalry series, but it's not the big series. It's just a series. 2-2 count here to Hazel Gray. I got the chance to announce the Stanford versus Cal track meet, and I know that's the big meet. Of course, you got the big game in football. 2-2. Gray hits this one high and deep, out to left, going back, Icamanides, and that's going to get over her head as Gray is hustling for third, and Hazel Gray is in with a triple. So Hazel Gray with the first extra base hit of the evening for Santa Clara. Icamanides got lost there. She was playing in shallow and then got turned around as she was going for the ball. Let's take another look at that. And excuse me, that's Bulafin out there who got turned around out and left. And so Bulafin has that one go over her head, and Santa Clara's got a runner in scoring position. First time they can say that since the first. Icamanides was the original left fielder. Bulafin took over before first pitch. So Marie Martorella at the plate, and Martorella takes low and outside. It's 1-0. And now we're going to get a trip out to the circle from Gall. It looks like they want a new softball. Why, you may ask? Well, because the old one doesn't have any strikes in it. Quite simple. 1-0 to Marie Martorella. She's 0 for 2. Santa Clara with an opportunity here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Here's the pitch. And Martorella pops this up foul behind home plate. It's 1-1. We got the kids going after it. We'll see who is the winner. 1-1 count here to Marie Martorella. Taryn Clements on deck. Middle of the order here for Santa Clara. Here's the pitch. Martorella takes off the outside. It's 2-1. So a little bit of luck there for Santa Clara as Gray gets a triple on a play where Bulafin just really couldn't see the ball. That's outside, 3-1. Well, normally, I mean, you have an open base at first, it's okay to use it, but if you walk Martorella here, you actually bring the tying run up to the plate in the form of Taryn Clements. So we'll see if this is a challenge here from Prostaico. 3-1. And this is a ground ball out to short. Picking it up and throwing to first is Mailer. Coming in to score is Hazel Gray. So an RBI for Martorella, but Stanford making the easy choice, trading the out for the run. And it's 3-1, Stanford. So Martorella will get an RBI. But again, from Stanford's point of view, that's an easy choice right there. You're already up by 3. Just quash the rally, give up the run. So Martorella with that RBI has 14 RBIs in the season now. Taryn Clements up to the plate. First pitch to her. And she takes just a bit off the inside. It's 1-0. Well, now only down by 2. Santa Clara, if they can get another runner on, they will bring up the tying run to the plate. And I'm sure that's exactly what Taryn Clements is thinking right now. Just keep the line moving. 1-0 pitch, the Santa Clara catcher, and she takes low inside. Actually, it looks like that hit her. So it hits her on the knee. And Clements goes down to first, and that will bring up the tying run to the plate in the form of Robin Balmediano. And Balmediano's got a little pop. So we'll see if Balmediano tries to tie this thing up. We're going to get a pinch runner out at first here, it looks like. And it's Claire Crotine who's going to go out there. So Claire Crotine will pinch run for Clements, and that, as much as anything, will just give Taryn an opportunity to get the catcher's gear on and not have to stress about racing back out there after this inning is over. So Crotine goes out to first. Balmediano, she's 1 for 2, and let's see if Balmediano can make something happen here. Prostaico comes home. Balmediano fouls it away. It's 0-1. Robin, she's come through in some clutch spots for the Broncos over the last few years. 0-1 to Balmediano. And she takes inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count here to the left fielder for Santa Clara. Only 4 more outs left for the Broncos. They got to get something going soon. 1-1 pitch. And Balmediano swings and foul, tips it. Crotine takes off for second. And she steals it. No throw from Gall behind the plate. So now a runner in scoring position here for Balmediano. If Balmediano can get a hit, Santa Clara could be within a run. 1-2 pitch to Balmediano. And Balmediano swings and misses. And Prostaico now has at least 1 strikeout in all 4 innings of work. Santa Clara scores their first run of the game on an RBI ground out from Marie Martorella. But Stanford's still up 3-1 as we head to the 7th. You're watching college softball on ESPN+. Stanford, let's take a look at the Cardinals' upcoming schedule. They'll be playing their arch rivals, their ancient rivals, California, coming up this weekend, April 24th, 25th, and 26th. 3 different start times for that. And then they will host UOP next week, a week from today, at their new glimmering softball stadium. 3-1 Cardinal here in the top of the 7th. Joey Economides is going to re-enter here as the designated player and hit here to lead off the 7th. And She takes inside, 1-0. She was pinch run for by Sophia Jin in the 5th. So a 1-0 count here to Economides. Ava Gall, the catcher, is on deck. 6-7-8 here for Stanford. 1-0 pitch, and Economides hits this one out to right. That's got some velocity on it, but Hazel Gray is able to track it down as she ranges towards the wall and past foul territory. So, 1 down in the inning. Hazel Gray makes a nice play. And Ava Gall will come up to the plate. Ava Gall has had a phenomenal day with the bat. She is 2 for 2 with a couple of doubles. She also walked in the 2nd. Ferguson ready. Here's the pitch. And Gall takes an off-speed pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. So Santa Clara, they got 1 run closer in the bottom of the 6th. They're only down by 2 now. If they can hold Stanford here, they'll have a shot to try to string together a rally in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1. And Gall takes inside, 1-1. One pitch, way high and outside. 2-1 to Gall. Addison Shepard is on deck now for Stanford. Here comes the 2-1. And that misses low, 3-1. So once again, Gall not swinging anything out of the zone. Eight hits in the game for Stanford, only 4 for Santa Clara. Here comes the 3-1 to Gall. And that's off the outside, ball 4. So Gall reaches base for the 4th time here today. 2 walks and 2 doubles, not too shabby. And Addison Shepard will come up to the plate. Shepard's 1 for 3. She singled in the 2nd. Grounded out in the 4th, and then grounded into a fielder's choice in the 5th. First pitch to Shepard. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So Ferguson in her 3rd inning of work, and she's walked 2 so far, giving up a couple of hits as well. 0-1 pitch. And a half swing and a foul. And you can tell Shepard frustrated with herself on that one. 0-2. Again, very important here for the Broncos to try to hold the score where it is in the top of the 7th. If they want any chance of coming back in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. And that misses low and inside. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count here to the 8th place hitter for the Cardinal. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And Shepard bounces this one over to 3rd. Olszewski will throw to 1st in time. Advancing to 2nd is Gall. So 2 down in the inning. And a runner in scoring position here for Sydney Bulafin. Bulafin is 1 for 3. She picked up an RBI in the 4th, an RBI double. It was her 13th RBI of the season. And so we'll see if Bulafin can come through once again here. First pitch to her. And that changeup misses low. It's 1-0. For Santa Clara, in the bottom of the 7th inning, it will be the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. So obviously the goal for those ladies will be to try to get the top of the order back up to the plate one more time. 1-0 pitch, and Bulafin takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Bulafin looking to add some insurance here for the Cardinal. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bulafin was out in front there of an off-speed pitch that just died in the dirt. 1-2 count. 2 outs, 3-1 Stanford. Gall is the runner at 2nd. Here's the 1-2. And this is a ground ball, weakly hit over to Davidson at first. Davidson will hustle over to the bag to get the out, and that will end the inning. So a walk for Kerry Ferguson, but no damage besides that here in the top of the 7th. Santa Clara needs 2 to tie, 3 to send everyone home happy. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Chance for Santa Clara, and they'll send up Kenzie Olszewski to lead things off here against Presteico of Stanford, who has been phenomenal. Zoe Presteico has yet to give up a hit so far in her 4 innings of work, and she's looking to finish off a win here in inning number 5. Excuse me, she gave up 1 hit. That was back in the 6th. It was Hazel Gray's triple, and that led to the only run so far for Santa Clara in the game. First pitch misses off the zone, 1-0 to Olszewski. 1-0 pitch. Olszewski takes off the outside again. 2-0. Well, I'd imagine Presteico is going to want to come in here to Olszewski. Again, Olszewski just 1 for 21 in the season. Do not want to be walking Olszewski. And if you're Olszewski, you got to be ready here. I'd imagine she's probably going to take a strike. 2-0. And I was wrong. She fouled it away. It's 2-1. So the green light for the freshman on the 2-0 count. And Maciel, the home plate umpire, took that one off the face mask, so they'll give him a chance to kind of get a breather. Being an umpire does not come without its perils. And Mark Maciel still kind of trying to shake this one off. And now the Stanford players will return their spots as Gall has a word with Maciel. Again, there's a sense of connection between the catchers and the umpires. So 2-1 here to Olszewski. Olszewski with a smile on her face. Let's see if she can get a hit. Here's the pitch from Presteico. And Olszewski takes high, 3-1. Well, this has got to be a strike here from Presteico, because if you walk Olszewski, not only are you walking someone who's 1 for 21 on the season, but you're walking Olszewski with a very good power hitter on deck in Leora Davidson. 3-1. And the walk for Olszewski. She'll go to first. And now here comes Leora Davidson. So Davidson comes up to the plate. 3 home runs on the season. She's 0 for 2 on the game so far. Davidson's 3 home runs, second on the team, and you know Leora is going to be swinging for it at least early in the count. Presteico's first pitch, and Davidson takes inside, 1-0. So Presteico not pinpoint with her command right now here in this 7th inning. The tying run is at the plate in Leora Davidson. Golub is on deck. 1-0 pitch, and Davidson fouls it away. That was a massive cut from Leora. And again, no secret what she's trying to do here. Now 1-1. She probably gets one more swing to try to see if she can put it over the fence before she has to shorten up. So 1-1 count here to Davidson. Olszewski, the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Davidson fouls it away. Again, Davidson just a little off. And it's 1-2. So now Davidson's got to shorten up. One-two count here to Davidson. Fouled away again. Well, one thing's for sure, Leora's not getting fooled. She's making good contact. 1-2 to Davidson. Davidson takes a deep breath. Prostaico rubbing up the ball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And strike three called right down the center of the zone. And Prostaico with another strikeout here. Her 6th of the night. And that'll bring up Caitlin Golub. Well, Golub, not much of a power hitter, but she has walked twice today. She's going to try to get on base and keep the line moving for the top of the order. Looming on deck in Kyra Karan. Here's the pitch to Golub, and she hits this one high and deep to right, but foul. It's 0-1. So Caitlin Golub puts a charge into that one. Golub, 8 RBIs in the season, .230 batting average. She's had 4 extra base hits on the year out of her 20 hits overall. 3 doubles, 1 triple. 0-1 pitch. Golub takes high, 1-1. Probably will not see any action from Olszewski at first. Last thing you want to do is have that possible second run get thrown out on the base paths. 1-1 pitch coming to Golub. Again, Kyra on deck. Here it is. Golub squibs this one, just foul up the third base line. That's a break for Santa Clara. That stays fair. That's the second out of the 7th. So 1-2 now to Golub, and Golub's got to fight. Prostaico, after walking Olszewski, trying to get the win here. 1-2 pitch to Golub. And that's way outside, 2-2. Prostaico, if she can finish this off, will move to 16-5 on the season. And that'll give Ellison Schroeder the loss. She'll go to 10-8, but still an opportunity here for Santa Clara if they play their cards right. 2-2 pitch here to Golub. And that's bounced foul off of Golub, and that's going to hurt. So Golub, she's laughing at herself. The best cure for a bruise is humor. Also, Cowboys-Dodgers guy is on his phone right now. It's the bottom of the 7th with 1 out in a close game. Here's another replay at that. Ouch. Golub takes strike 3 called at the bottom of the zone. So the second out of the inning, Ava Gall was going crazy behind the plate, as she should. Big strikeout. So the final hope for Santa Clara will be Kyra Karan. Karan is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Kyra. And Karan swings and misses. It's 0-1. So 0-1 count here to Karan. She struck out twice tonight, which is not something you usually say about Kyra Karan. Here's the pitch, and Kyra pops it up. Foul territory and out of play behind the third base dugout. It's 0-2. So Santa Clara down to their final strike. Olszewski at first. She walked to lead off the inning. 0-2 pitch. And Karan half swing and a pitch outside, and they're going to say she swung. Tough way for this game to end. As we take a look at the replay, I'm not so sure about that one. But either way, Prostaico strikes out the side here in the 7th to give Stanford the 3-1 win. So Stanford continues to have a phenomenal season And they advance on the season to 31-12. Santa Clara will fall to 22-23, and both these teams will move on to more important games in the conference coming up for Stanford this weekend against Cal, and for Santa Clara next weekend against Seattle. So we're going to take a look at our play of the game here, and the play of the game comes all the way from the beginning of the game. It was a nice play out in right field by Chan. This play of the game presented by Rabbit Office Automation. And you see the throw home to get Kyra Karan. That was the best chance Santa Clara really had at being competitive in the game. If Karan scores, the game's tied at 1 in the first. Instead, the out. And Stanford kept their 1-0 lead, and they ultimately win this game 3-1. Once again, Prostaico with the win. She's 16-5. Schroeder falls to 10-8. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Join us at 6 p.m. on April 24th when the Bronco baseball team hosts conference rival Portland here on ESPN+. For our director, Carter Scott, and our entire ESPN production team, I'm Kyle Morrison. Thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN. I hope all of you have a fantastic evening, wherever you may be.